Lieutenant Alex Mercer had always been curious about the stars. From his earliest memories on Earth, he would spend nights staring up at the sky, imagining worlds that humans had never touched. Now, as a human explorer and diplomat, he finally had the chance to travel to one of those worlds, to meet a species no human had ever seen up close. His mission was simple in words but complicated in meaning. Establish trust with the alien species ruled by Queen Liara. Alex's shuttle descended slowly onto the alien planet, its surface glowing faintly under the light of twin suns. The air shimmered with colors he had never seen before, and the wind carried scents that reminded him vaguely of earth flowers but stronger, almost magical. His human team followed close behind, their suits designed to filter the alien atmosphere. Everything about this world was unfamiliar, but it was beautiful in ways that made Alex's chest tighten with excitement. "Lieutenant Mercer," a soft voice said over his communicator. It was Commander Hale, his superior. "Remember, the Queen is cautious. She has never met a human personally. Your actions will decide how our people are viewed." Alex nodded. "Understood, Commander. I'll be careful and respectful." The landing platform ahead was massive and elegant, curving like the waves of a sea. No human structure could match its smooth design. As Alex and his team approached, the enormous doors of the palace opened silently. The interior was unlike anything Alex had seen, floors and walls made of a translucent material that seemed to glow from within, and gardens floating in midair, supported by strange, invisible forces. And then, he saw her. Queen Liara stepped forward from the shadows, her figure tall and regal. Her skin shimmered faintly, changing color with the light, and her eyes were like liquid amber. She wore garments that seemed to float around her body as if the air itself adored her. Alex felt a strange mix of awe and fear. He had seen alien leaders on screens before, but this presence was unlike anything. It was overwhelming. "You are human," she said, her voice melodic and calm, yet carrying authority. "I have observed your kind. You are clever, but often unpredictable." Alex bowed slightly. "Your Majesty, I am Lieutenant Alex Mercer. I come in peace, representing humanity. My mission is to learn from your people and share knowledge, so both our worlds may grow in trust." Liara studied him, tilting her head. "Peaceful words are easy, actions are harder. You will have opportunity to show us the truth of your claim." Before Alex could respond, the floor beneath them trembled lightly. The Queen's eyes narrowed. "An instability in the atmosphere. It is dangerous." The walls of the palace shook as if warning of an approaching storm. Alex instinctively scanned the area. "Everyone stay calm. Look for shelter." Suddenly, a bright streak of energy surged across the garden platforms. A floating structure began to tip dangerously, carrying a young alien attendant. Without thinking, Alex sprinted forward, leaping across the gaps between platforms. He reached the attendant just in time, catching them as they fell. The alien looked at him with wide, startled eyes, then scuttled to safety. Liara's expression softened, though she did not speak immediately. When she finally did, her voice was quiet but firm. "You risked yourself to save one of mine. Not all humans would act so swiftly." Alex swallowed, his heart pounding. "It was instinct. No one should be hurt. That's all." The Queen studied him for a long moment, then nodded slowly. "Perhaps there is more to your kind than the stories suggest. Follow me. There is something you must see." They walked through a long corridor that seemed to stretch infinitely, the walls reflecting light in gentle waves. Liara led him to a chamber filled with glowing orbs that floated gently in the air. Each orb seemed alive, pulsing with energy. "These orbs," she said, "hold the memory of our species. They remember every moment, every birth, every leader, every lesson learned. Few outsiders have been allowed to enter this chamber. You may view, but not touch. Knowledge is a responsibility." Alex moved closer, his eyes wide. As he gazed at the orbs, visions filled his mind, scenes of Liara's people centuries ago, building cities, traveling across their world, discovering stars, and forming intricate societies. He felt a mixture of reverence and excitement. Humans had history. But this was something else entirely. You see only a fraction, Liara said, observing him. Our species is ancient. And yet, despite our knowledge, there are mysteries we cannot solve alone. Perhaps you may assist us in time. Alex felt a spark of curiosity and pride. I would be honored, Your Majesty. If there is anything humans can do to help, we will try. Liara's gaze softened again, and for the first time, Alex felt a personal connection. I sense courage in you, human. Not the reckless kind, but the kind that acts without hesitation when others are in danger. That is rare. Before Alex could reply, the chamber began to glow more brightly. The orbs shifted, aligning themselves in a pattern he could not understand. Then, a voice, ancient and melodic, echoed in the room. The time of bond approaches. Alex froze. The bond? Liara looked at him, her eyes calm but filled with meaning. Our species has a ritual, a rare opportunity. It allows life to begin between those we trust. Across species, if they are compatible. Few outsiders have ever been considered. Alex blinked, unsure what to say. He had expected diplomacy, conversation, maybe even trade agreements. But this? I don't know what to say, Your Majesty. You need not say anything yet, Liara replied. Observe, learn, and consider. Only courage and respect will guide you. Our time together may be short, but its consequences, long. Alex nodded, though inside he felt a mixture of excitement and fear. He had seen alien biology before, studied interspecies protocols, but this was beyond anything he had prepared for. He realized that every action, every decision, would be observed not just by Liara, but by her people. The trust he built now could decide the future of relations between humans and her species for generations. The queen led him out of the chamber and onto a balcony overlooking the glowing forests below. You see our world, human. You walk its lands with respect, and yet you are still foreign. Our people will watch you carefully. Do not disappoint. Alex looked down at the landscape. The air was alive with colors and movement. Creatures flying in formations he had never imagined. It was breathtaking. I will do my best, Your Majesty. I promise. Liara's expression softened once more. Then perhaps, human, the future is not as uncertain as it seems. Time will reveal the path. As the suns began to set, painting the sky in shades of violet and gold, Alex felt something he had never felt before, a mixture of hope and awe. He knew the coming days would test him in ways he could not yet understand. But for the first time, he believed that humans could stand not just beside alien civilizations, but among them. That night, as Alex prepared for rest in quarters provided by Liara's people, he reflected on the day's events. He had saved a life, earned the attention of a queen, and glimpsed a world that humans had only dreamed of. But most importantly, he had felt the first stirrings of a bond not just between himself and Liara, but between his species and hers. In the quiet of his room, he made a silent vow. He would honor their trust. He would act with courage, compassion, and respect. And perhaps, just perhaps, he could help bridge the gap between humans and one of the galaxy's most mysterious species. Little did Alex know, the true test was only beginning. The ritual Liara had hinted at was coming, and it would challenge not only his skills and courage, but also his heart. The bond forming between them would ripple across the galaxy in ways neither species could yet imagine. For the first time, Alex Mercer understood that being human meant more than survival. It meant hope, creativity, and the power to change destinies, even among the stars. And for the first time, he felt ready to embrace it. The morning sun of Liara's planet rose slowly, casting long streaks of violet and gold across the alien landscape. Alex Mercer woke early, as he always did, his mind racing with thoughts from the previous day. The palace was quiet, but a gentle hum of energy could be felt everywhere, as if the world itself was alive and aware. Today, Liara had said, he would witness something extraordinary. Alex followed the palace attendants through corridors that seemed to breathe with light. Floating gardens hung gracefully from above, and soft, glowing plants illuminated the path. Each step he took was carefully measured. He did not want to make any mistake in the presence of the queen. "You are ready," Liara said, as she met him at the entrance of a grand chamber. Her voice was calm, but carried the weight of authority. She wore ceremonial robes today, shimmering with soft colors that shifted like liquid light. "Today, you will observe the ritual of life. Few outsiders have ever seen it." Alex's heart raced. "Observe, Your Majesty?" he asked, careful to hide the nervousness in his voice. "Or participate?" Liara's amber eyes studied him thoughtfully. "Participation requires courage and understanding. You have shown both in small ways, human. Perhaps you are ready for more. But you must know this. The ritual is sacred. It is not a test of strength, nor of knowledge. It is a test of trust and connection." Alex nodded. "I understand. I will follow your guidance." The chamber was enormous, with walls of translucent crystal that reflected soft light in every direction. In the center, a circular platform floated above the ground. Strange symbols glowed faintly on its surface. Around the edges of the chamber, energy orbs floated, pulsing gently in rhythm with some unseen heartbeat. Liara stepped onto the platform and gestured for Alex to follow. "Stand with me. Feel the energy around you. It is not merely decoration, it is alive. It reacts to intentions, to respect, and to truth." Alex stepped carefully onto the platform, feeling a subtle vibration under his feet. He could feel the energy of the room brushing against his skin like a gentle wind. It was not frightening, but it made him aware of every heartbeat, every breath. "You must focus, human," Liara said softly. "Empty your mind of fear and doubt. Connect with the life around you. Only then will the ritual begin." Alex closed his eyes and tried to follow her instructions. He thought about the lives he had protected, the choices he had made as a human, and the courage it had taken to act without hesitation. Slowly, he felt a warmth spreading through him, a gentle light that seemed to flow from within. Liara reached out her hand. "Now, feel my presence. Not as a queen, not as an alien, but as a living being. Life itself is our connection." Alex opened his eyes and looked at her. For the first time, he did not see a ruler. He saw someone alive, radiant, and curious. The air around them seemed to respond, shimmering as if they were part of a larger pattern. A soft hum filled the chamber, and the floating orbs began to glow brighter. Symbols on the platform shifted, forming intricate patterns. Liara spoke, her voice melodic. "The ritual begins. Trust. Do not fear." Alex felt a gentle pull, not physical, but emotional, a connection that seemed to stretch between him and Liara. It was subtle, like the first touch of dawn light on a cold morning. He focused on it, letting go of every doubt. "You are ready," Liara said. "The next step is not easy. It requires patience and presence. Observe my energy. Follow its rhythm, and allow the bond to form." Alex concentrated, feeling a flow of warmth and understanding moving from Liara toward him. Her presence was not commanding. It was gentle, nurturing, and full of life. He realized that the ritual was teaching him something fundamental: the value of trust and empathy, beyond words or actions. Minutes passed, though time felt different on this planet. The hum of the chamber deepened, and Alex felt his consciousness subtly shift. He was aware of Liara not just as a queen, but as part of a living network of her species, of her people, and of the planet itself. The bond was forming, quiet, but undeniable. Then, Liara spoke again. "You feel it, do you not? The possibility of creation?" Alex nodded, though his voice was barely a whisper. I feel it. It is Incredible. Yes, Liara said, her eyes softening. Life is not only biological, human. It is trust, hope, and connection. The bond we form today is a promise not only between you and me, but for the future of our species. The energy around them brightened further, and Alex felt a subtle warmth at the center of his chest, spreading outward. It was not romantic in the way humans often imagined love, but it was deeper, an understanding, a connection that transcended species. He realized the ritual was as much about learning to connect and respect life as it was about any physical effect. Liara's voice lowered, almost a whisper. Do not be afraid, human. Creation is not just an act, it is a gift. One that requires care, patience, and respect. You have shown all of these already. Now, let the bond solidify. Alex could feel the platform's symbols pulsing in rhythm with their hearts, though his heart seemed to beat in harmony with something larger than himself. The energy was calming, guiding him to remain present, aware, and respectful. Minutes became hours, though Alex could not be sure. The chamber seemed outside time, a sacred place where life itself was honored. He felt a subtle shift, a spark of life energy connecting them. It was not fully visible or tangible yet, but it was there, a promise of what could come. Liara's eyes met his. You have done well, human. Few outsiders would have approached this with the balance of courage and humility that you possess. The bond is forming. Our people will witness its potential with awe. Alex felt a quiet sense of pride. I only followed your guidance, Your Majesty. I never imagined I could be part of something like this. Liara smiled softly, a rare and radiant expression. You are more than you know, human. Sometimes, it takes an entirely different world to reveal one's true potential. As the ritual concluded, the energy of the chamber slowly settled. The orbs floated calmly, and the glowing symbols returned to their initial positions. Alex felt a sense of calm satisfaction, as though he had passed a test without even knowing it. Liara stepped closer. Rest now, human. The bond we have begun today will continue to grow. Soon, you will witness its first tangible signs. And when that time comes, the galaxy will see that humans are not merely visitors. They are capable of forming connections that surpass imagination. Alex nodded, still absorbing the events of the day. I will do my best to honor this bond, Your Majesty. I promise. You already have, Liara replied, her voice gentle. And in doing so, you have opened a new chapter not only for yourself, but for all our people. As Alex returned to his quarters, he thought about the bond he had formed with Liara. It was not simple, and it was not fully understandable yet, but he knew it was real, and he understood that this bond, and the life it might one day create, could change how humans were seen across the stars. That night, he stared at the sky from the palace window. The twin suns had set, leaving a sky filled with unfamiliar constellations, and yet, for the first time, he felt a deep sense of belonging not just to his own species, but to a larger universe of possibilities. Alex Mercer knew one thing for certain. The journey he had begun with Liara was far from over. The ritual had shown him that life could be shared, nurtured, and honored in ways he had never imagined. And the promise of what was to come filled him with hope, courage, and a quiet excitement. The next steps would challenge him, guide him, and reveal the true potential of humans in a galaxy that had long underestimated them. And Alex was ready. Weeks passed since the ritual of life, and Alex Mercer had settled into a daily rhythm on Liara's planet. He spent his days learning about her species, assisting with diplomatic matters, and observing their culture in ways no human had ever experienced. The bond he had formed with Liara continued to grow, subtle yet undeniable, like a quiet stream flowing steadily through an unfamiliar landscape. One morning, as he walked through the floating gardens with Liara, she paused and touched his arm gently. Alex, there are signs. The bond we began. It is now showing its first effects. Alex's heart skipped a beat. Effects? You mean, Liara nodded, her amber eyes warm and steady. Yes. It is still early, but the possibility is real. Soon, all our people will know. Alex felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. He had been prepared for the ritual to form a connection, but seeing tangible signs was more astonishing than he could have imagined. I am honored, Your Majesty. I will do everything I can to protect this life, and to honor the trust of your people. Liara smiled. I know you will. That is why I chose to trust you. Human. Your courage and compassion are rare, even among our own species. News of the first signs of Liara's pregnancy did not remain a secret for long. Her attendants whispered among themselves, and soon the entire palace was aware. The story spread like wildfire across the planet, reaching distant cities and colonies. Some aliens were curious and excited. Others were skeptical, unsure how a human could participate in such a sacred process. Alex noticed the change immediately. Officials and diplomats began to approach him with cautious respect. Some asked him questions about human biology, ethics, and intentions. Others simply observed him silently, measuring his reactions, his patience, and his honesty. One afternoon, he was summoned to a council chamber. Alien leaders from neighboring regions had gathered, their expressions a mixture of curiosity, pride, and hesitation. Liara stood at the center, her presence commanding yet serene. This council has been called, she began, to discuss the implications of our bond with the human, Lieutenant Alex Mercer. It is unprecedented, and yet it is an opportunity for understanding, for unity, and for hope. The leaders murmured among themselves, some nodding, some frowning. One elder stepped forward. Queen Liara, while we respect your wisdom, how can we be certain that humans are trustworthy? Their species has rarely shown the patience and respect necessary for such a bond. Alex stepped forward, keeping his voice calm. I understand your concern. Humans are not perfect, but we are capable of courage, compassion, and respect. I have been honored to learn from your species, and I will continue to act with integrity. This bond is not a test of power, it is a test of trust, and I will not fail. The chamber fell silent. Even those who had doubted him could feel the sincerity in his words. Liara's gaze softened. He speaks the truth. Trust is earned, and Alex has already earned it through his actions. But trust is not only for the present, it is for the future. We must all act with wisdom and patience. The council eventually reached a cautious agreement. Humans would be recognized as allies, though closely observed. The announcement traveled quickly through alien networks, reaching distant star systems. Some species were intrigued, others wary. Humans had been underestimated for centuries, and now a single individual had sparked curiosity and respect across the galaxy. Meanwhile, Alex continued to assist Liara in her daily life. He helped her navigate cultural protocols, answered questions from attendants, and even participated in scientific studies designed to monitor the progress of the pregnancy. Each day, he saw more signs of life, subtle changes that confirmed the bond was deepening. One evening, as they walked along a terrace overlooking the glowing forests, Liara spoke quietly. Alex, do you understand what this means? This child, it is not just a life between us. It is a symbol, a promise to the galaxy that humans are capable of cooperation, compassion, and honor. Alex nodded, his gaze fixed on the horizon. I understand, Your Majesty, and I promise I will do everything to protect that promise and to honor the trust of your people. Liara smiled. Your words are steady, human. That steadiness, combined with your courage, is what makes you extraordinary. The news of the pregnancy also reached human colonies. Scientists, diplomats, and explorers were fascinated. They had expected contact, diplomacy, and cultural exchange. But this was unprecedented. Humans could now be seen as capable of forming life with an alien species, a revelation that reshaped their status in the galaxy. Alex received messages from his commanders, congratulating him on his courage and composure. You are doing humanity proud, Mercer. One message read, Your actions are changing how we are seen across the stars. Stay careful, but continue to honor your responsibility. As the days passed, not all reactions were positive. Some aliens feared the unknown consequences of the bond. Rumors spread about what it might mean for the galaxy, and some leaders tried to challenge Alex's position, but each time, he responded with patience, intelligence, and respect. His actions proved that humans could be more than their reputation. They could be dependable, compassionate, and courageous. Liara noticed the effect he had on her people. Alex, you do not realize how much you are changing perceptions. Not through force, but through your presence, your choices, and your respect for life. Alex felt a quiet pride. I only follow what I believe is right, Your Majesty. If it helps humans be seen differently, I am glad. One afternoon, a message arrived from a distant human fleet. They had been observing the planet from afar, ensuring that the bond was respected and protected. The fleet's commander wrote, Lieutenant Mercer, your actions are historic. The galaxy is watching, and humans are now seen as capable of wisdom and honor. Continue with integrity. Alex shared the message with Liara. She placed a hand on his arm and smiled. See, human, your species is capable of more than you know. Together, we are creating not only life, but understanding. As weeks turned into months, the bond between Alex and Liara became stronger. They shared knowledge, experiences, and quiet moments of connection. He learned her language more fully, understanding the subtleties of tone and gesture. She learned about human culture, history, and values. Each day, their mutual respect and understanding grew, and with it, the signs of life continued to develop within her. One evening, during a quiet walk in the palace gardens, Liara looked at Alex with a thoughtful expression. Do you know what the galaxy will see in time? She asked softly. Alex shook his head. What, Your Majesty? A symbol of unity, she said. A symbol that life, trust, and cooperation can cross even the greatest divides. You have helped create that symbol, human. And soon, it will be undeniable. Alex felt a surge of determination. I will not fail you, Your Majesty. I will honor the bond and protect the life it represents. Whatever comes, humans and your species will face it together. Liara's eyes shone with warmth. I believe you, human, and in believing, I know that we can face anything. Our bond is not just for us, it is for the future, for the galaxy, and it begins with trust, courage, and understanding. You have shown all three. As Alex watched the twin suns set over the horizon, painting the sky in brilliant shades of violet and gold, he felt a profound sense of purpose. The challenges ahead would not be simple. There would be skepticism, fear, and obstacles to overcome. But he also knew that humans had potential beyond imagination. Courage, empathy, and respect could change the way the galaxy viewed them. And with Liara by his side, he felt ready to meet whatever came next. Together, they were not just creating life, they were creating hope. The galaxy would watch, and humans would prove that they were capable of greatness, not through force, but through compassion, understanding, and the courage to act with integrity. And for Alex Mercer, the greatest lesson of all was clear. Life, in any form, was a gift to be nurtured, respected, and celebrated. Word count. To 1,430 words. If you want, I can now write part 4, where the climax occurs. A cosmic threat or challenge appears. Alex and humans prove their value, and the child is born as a symbol of interspecies unity. Do you want me to write part 4 next? Here's part 4 of your story, the alien queen says with delight. Human, you've made me a mother. Written in third person. Simple English. To 1,400 words. Interesting. And violence-free. Part 4. Humanity's Triumph and Legacy. The skies above Liara's planet were unusually bright that morning. The twin suns cast long, golden beams across the floating forests, painting everything in warm light. Yet, Beneath this beauty, a subtle unease stirred among the planet's inhabitants. A rare cosmic storm was approaching, a surge of energy from a distant star, capable of disrupting technology, communications, and even the natural balance of Liara's world. Alex Mercer stood on the palace terrace, observing the glowing forests below. He had spent months with Liara, witnessing the bond they had formed and the signs of life growing within her. Now, the unborn child, the symbol of unity between humans and Liara's species, faced a threat from the stars themselves. Liara appeared beside him, her presence calm but determined. "Alex," she said, "this storm is dangerous. It could affect the life within me, but I trust you to find a solution." Alex nodded. "We will protect you, Your Majesty. I promise. We've faced challenges before, and we will face this together." Alex nodded. "We will face this together." The palace quickly became a hub of coordinated activity. Humans and Liara's people worked side by side, preparing shields, stabilizing energy flows, and monitoring the planet's atmospheric conditions. Alex guided human engineers to integrate alien technology with their own, creating a network capable of minimizing the storm's impact. As preparations continued, aliens from distant colonies arrived, drawn by the news of the unborn child. Some were curious, some were skeptical, and some came to offer assistance. The presence of humans working alongside Liara's species sent a strong message. Cooperation was possible, and trust could cross species boundaries. The storm arrived faster than expected. Lightning-like streaks of energy danced across the skies, and powerful gusts swept through the floating forests. The protective systems activated, creating shimmering shields around critical areas, including the palace and the floating gardens. Alex coordinated the efforts, moving from one station to another. He checked energy flows, adjusted calibrations, and offered guidance to both human and alien technicians. Every action he took reflected not only skill but calmness under pressure, a quality that inspired confidence among all who watched. In the central chamber, Liara stood within a protective field. Her eyes closed as she focused on the life growing inside her. She could feel the energy of the storm, but she also felt the bond with Alex, stronger than ever. "Your presence steadens me, Alex," she whispered. "Your courage and calm give me strength." Alex smiled, though his heart raced. "And your strength inspires me, Your Majesty. We will see this through together." The storm raged on, testing the limits of the protective systems. At one point, a sudden surge threatened to overwhelm a critical energy node. Alex acted quickly, rerouting power and stabilizing the field just in time. The assembled aliens and humans watched in awe as the shields held firm, the collaborative effort saving the planet and the unborn life within the Queen. Hours passed, though it felt like days. Finally, the storm began to weaken, the cosmic energy dissipating gradually. The skies cleared, revealing the twin suns, shining brightly once more. The forests glowed with renewed vibrancy, and the floating gardens settled gently into their places. Liara opened her eyes and smiled at Alex. "We did it, human. The life we protect has survived. You have proven that humans are capable of wisdom, courage, and honor." Alex felt a surge of relief and pride. "We did it together, Your Majesty. Humans and your people, side by side." The news of their triumph spread quickly across the galaxy. Aliens from distant star systems marveled at the cooperation between humans and Liara's species. The unborn child became a symbol of unity and hope, a living proof that trust and respect could overcome even the most daunting challenges. Weeks later, the moment everyone had been waiting for arrived. In a serene chamber, designed for birth and ceremony, Liara gave life to a healthy, vibrant child. The baby's eyes glowed faintly, a mix of human and alien traits, embodying the bond between two species. Alex stood beside Liara, holding her hand gently. "It's perfect," he whispered. Liara smiled, her eyes filled with joy and pride. She looked at Alex, her voice melodic and full of emotion. "Human, you've made me a mother, and together we have given life to hope, not just for our species, but for the galaxy." The assembled alien leaders and human diplomats celebrated quietly, acknowledging the significance of the moment. The child was not just a life, it was a symbol of cooperation, trust, and the potential of humanity. In the weeks that followed, Alex and Liara worked together to nurture the child, teaching both human and alien values, cultures, and wisdom. Their bond strengthened further, not only as caretakers but as representatives of two species learning to coexist and respect one another. Messages from human colonies praised Alex's courage and leadership. "You have done more than explore or negotiate." One message read, "You have shown the galaxy what humanity truly represents: wisdom, compassion, and the courage to act with integrity." Liara's people began to see humans in a new light. No longer were they outsiders or fragile observers. They were allies, partners, and examples of what the galaxy could achieve through understanding and cooperation. One evening, as the sun set over the floating forests, Alex and Liara watched their child play gently in a soft, glowing garden. The baby's laughter echoed like music, a sound that symbolized hope for the future. "You have changed the galaxy, Alex," Liara said softly. "Not through force or power, but through trust, courage, and understanding. The child is our legacy. And so are you." Alex felt a deep sense of fulfillment. "I only followed what I believed was right. If that helped humanity and your people, then I am proud." Liara smiled, her amber eyes warm and steady. "You are more than proud, human. You are a part of history. And together, we will continue to show that life, trust, and cooperation are stronger than fear or doubt." The stars above shone brightly that night, and Alex Mercer understood a truth he had always felt in his heart. Humans were not just survivors. They were creators, leaders, and symbols of hope. With courage, empathy, and integrity, they could face any challenge and earn respect across the galaxy. And as he watched Liara cradle their child, he knew that their bond, the bond that had begun with courage and respect, would shape the galaxy for generations to come. Humanity had proven itself, not through war or conquest, but through life, trust, and the quiet power of compassion. The galaxy would remember this moment. A human had stood beside an alien queen, and together, they had given birth to hope, unity, and a future where species could coexist in harmony. Alex Mercer smiled, feeling the weight of responsibility and the joy of achievement. The journey had been long, the challenges many, but the reward was beyond imagination. Life had been created, trust had been earned, and humanity had shown its true potential. Liara looked at him, her voice soft and full of delight. "Human, you've made me a mother, and together, we have made the galaxy a better place." Alex nodded, his heart full. "And together, Your Majesty, we will continue to protect that future." As the twin suns set behind the horizon, the floating gardens glowed softly, the palace hummed with life, and the galaxy watching from afar saw for the first time what humanity was truly capable of: courage, compassion, and the power to bring hope to the stars.